and they're just inland, and it was just, I mean, they were like, but yeah, they have no running water. I'm 99% sure, no electricity.
But he's ready.
Started just so
Recording in progress.
thanks. All right, thank you for meeting this evening. The legal counsel asked that we just record this as again the goal, or one goal of the meeting, is to at least make a recommendation to council. So you at the end of the day won't be making a decision about whether or not the city funds this project or moves forward with this project, but you'll be making a recommendation to council to that effect. So again, just wanted to see if we could, or just wanted to record this for those purposes. So so I don't know, Mayor, did you want to say anything to get started? Otherwise I can jump in.
To sum it up, I think the feedback that we provided to them, they took that feedback, incorporated it in, simplified it, added some specificity around deliverables, and reduced the price.
That's right. So there you go. That's right. So what you then have attached, as the mayor summarized, you've got a scope that reflects the committee's earlier discussions. There's one change from our discussion earlier that I at least want to note, and that is when we last met, we had talked about maybe doing an accelerated design component of this project at the beginning. Maybe something, try to get the edge consultants in here a little bit earlier to kind of deal with the design elements along the Parkway before we got into the engagement of the community a little bit. But I think what we've done instead is been able to pull some of the design elements from some previous work that's been done out there before. I think we'll use that as a starting point. And so we don't need to accelerate the design elements. So I just want to note that that is a little bit different than the last time we spoke. The other thing is the consultant has signed off on the scope. So they've looked at it. We've worked through it back and forth. I mean, most of it is really what they presented to us initially, but it's been tweaked just a smidge in places. As the mayor indicated, there is a reduction in the budget, overall budget, from 150,000 to 125,000. That's largely the result of trying to pull out the transportation utility work that's already been done related to the Parkway. They will incorporate that into the final document, but they don't need to do as much research on that. And then the final thing I was going to say is that we did also then ask to get some additional pricing in the event that the steering committee wants to ask for some additional work beyond the scope. So the last page in your packet is the rate schedule proposed for that work. The scope itself, just under the category of additional services, calls it out, but that's the pricing information right there. So that's new to you as well. We wouldn't incur that cost unless you decide that there's additional work you want to have done, and they won't do that additional work until we've outlined a scope of work associated with that. So with the sense of what the costs are going to be. So, yeah. So I can go into more detail if you want, but I did get a chance to send this out a little bit early. So hopefully you've had a chance to look through it. Questions or comments or thoughts?
Does the revised budget fit in the city's budget?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it encompasses everything that we've asked them to do, minus reducing their scope. So I'm all in favor of moving forward with them.
I think the scope is fine. The only problem I have is the tasks don't match the tasks under budget where the compensation is. Sorry.
Mhm.
So I don't think that's a big deal because I think anybody could translate, but you know, task one, project management, I would assume is included in all these other tasks, but assuming probably not necessary. So you could clean that up.
Yeah.
And then I'd be good to go.
Would others like to see they were using our exhibit to do the breakdown in costs. So would you like me to ask them to just do the exhibit, the breakdown in costs aligned with the
I mean,
text?
does the breakdown matter?
No, I think what we were just trying to get a handle on is how much of their effort was going to different elements of the project. Because I think we wanted to make sure that it wasn't all going to, I don't know, production of materials.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just making that up, but we wanted to see that really, they were distributing the funds, I mean, in a way that reflects, I think,
So maybe it's fine the way it is.
our priorities. So,
In these kind of contracts, the only time these breakdowns matter is if you start a project and it aborts and you're trying to figure out, okay, how much do we owe? Then it's nice to have the tasks match up to some dollars.
So could that not happen here then? I mean, I kind of agree slightly that it just be a cleaner document. It'd be nice if they matched up, just so there's reference to it and there's no argument between what did we mean and what do we think and.
Yeah.
yeah, I can ask them to submit that as well. We can take that to council. One of the first tasks under project management is the kickoff meeting with the steering committee where we walk through the budget, walk through the schedule, that type of thing. So maybe that may be another touch point for us to be able to kind of align the expenses with the tasks. But that said, I mean, my thought, whether, I don't know if this group feels this way or not, but I mean, council has a fairly large agenda for October 5th or October 5th. So maybe this really isn't ready to get in front of council until the October 19th meeting. I don't know. You got a lot going on the 5th. So
I'd be comfortable. I mean, if we are comfortable on this group, I'd be comfortable bringing it on October 5th. I feel like council,
Okay.
They're asking me, hey, where are we on this? It's been kind of going for a while. We talked about this, I think, initially, maybe in like April. So I think they're anxious to get this process started.
So if I don't have if I don't have the budget by task prior to that, are we going to be okay with that? Or
I think that's fine, because council is going to approve a resolution for the mayor to sign a contract.
correct?
And then this can get tweaked right before the mayor signs the contract. So
Right. I'll just say
Okay.
pending administration, legal review, and if you guys make the amendments to the project budget by major task.
Okay.
So it lines up.
Okay. I can do that.
Do you know what actions we do need to take? Are we just taking to approve the contract, like, for example, under new business, or is there a resolution to engage MS? I mean, we already use them for certain services.
You said when we get to the council?
Yes.
Yeah, I need to talk through that with our legal counsel just to see how he wants us to put it on the agenda. So I'll work through that with Mr. Breen. And again, we'll make it conditioned upon, administrative and legal review contingent upon, again, a presentation of a budget by task that aligns with the proposed budget. Anything else?
I just wanted to mention, like, this group's work isn't done, and there will be a slight pause, and then we'll kick off again.
Yep.
And especially on the initial interviews and touch points throughout the deliverables.
Yeah, and that's actually one of the things I did note here as well. I mean, there are a couple of times where the committee will meet with the consultant. We are going to also help in identifying who the stakeholders are that they will interview. So that'll be one of the other tasks I'll be working through with this group. So, and then there is already built in a public hearing or public review of their recommendations before they submit their final report. So you'll be seeing the document again well before they get to that stage. All right. So again, I don't think we need a formal vote, but would there be any objections to making a recommendation to council, with those conditions? Okay. All right. Any other business for this group? There you go, John. All right. We're done then. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,